Welcome to the Think Forward podcast, where we speak with futurists, innovators, and big thinkers. Come along with your host, Steve Fisher, and explore the future together.
Welcome back to Foundations in Foresight, a Think Forward series. I'm Steve Fisher, and today we're diving deep into two transformative concepts that will change the way you handle disruption and uncertainty: adaptability and anti-fragility. We often hear people talk about resilience, our ability to bounce back after challenges. Resilience is great, but today we're exploring two concepts that take things to an entirely new level: adaptability and anti-fragility. Adaptability is about flexibility and responsiveness, while anti-fragility is about gaining strength through stress and disruptions, becoming even stronger than before. Think of it this way. If resilience is a tree bending in a storm but returning to its original shape, anti-fragility is more like muscles after a workout. They don't just recover, they become stronger and more capable. It's the difference between surviving disruption and thriving through it. In our rapidly changing world, the speed and complexity of change mean resilience alone isn't enough. Just bouncing back to where you were can leave you continuously behind. True foresight and innovation require adapting quickly to new realities and leveraging disruptions as opportunities for growth. Let's dig deeper into how this works practically and explore how advanced organizations use adaptability and anti-fragility as strategic advantages. Nicholas Nassim Taleb, who coined the term anti-fragility, describes it as systems benefiting from volatility. Unlike fragile things that break easily or resilient things that simply withstand stress, anti-fragile things actively improve from shocks. Think of your immune system. It gets stronger when exposed to new viruses or bacteria. Now imagine applying that principle to businesses and organizations. What if disruptions, rather than being threats, became catalysts for innovation? Let's dive into advanced systems thinking, an essential framework underpinning anti-fragility. Systems thinking helps us understand how different components within a system interact, influence one another, and produce outcomes often greater than the sum of their parts. In advanced systems thinking, we don't see disruptions as isolated events. Instead, we view them as part of a larger, interconnected system. This perspective helps us recognize patterns, anticipate second and third order effects, and leverage disruptions proactively. Now let's talk about the key components of advanced systems thinking. First up is interconnectedness. This is recognizing that changes in one part of the system affect others. Then we have feedback loops, which helps us understand how actions create reinforcing or balancing loops, amplifying or stabilizing changes. And there is also emergence, which is acknowledging how complex outcomes emerge from simpler interactions. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, businesses practicing advanced systems thinking saw beyond immediate disruptions. They recognized interconnected impacts, how remote work would influence real estate, technology infrastructure, employee well-being, and consumer behavior, adapting quickly to create strategic advantages. Let's look at some vivid real-world examples of adaptability and anti-fragility in action. First, we have startups and successful pivots. Take Slack, for example. Did you know Slack originally started as a multiplayer online gaming company? When their game didn't take off, instead of shutting down, they recognized a new opportunity. They pivoted, adapting their gaming communication tool into a business communication platform. Slack emerged stronger through disruption by adapting, becoming an indispensable tool for thousands of organizations worldwide. This wasn't mere resilience, it was adaptability and anti-fragility in action. We also have thriving in economic volatility. Let's look at Netflix. During the 2008 financial crisis, while traditional businesses faltered, Netflix didn't just survive, they grew. They adapted quickly, doubling down on streaming services, accelerating growth as consumer behavior shifted. Their anti-fragility came from recognizing opportunity within crisis, positioning them ahead of traditional media giants who were slower to adapt. Building anti-fragility isn't accidental. It requires intention. Here are 3 advanced strategies organizations can adopt. The first one is strategic experimentation. This is where you are constantly testing new ideas, learning from outcomes, and rapidly iterating. Amazon regularly runs experiments, testing new products, markets, or business models. They understand that not all will succeed, but each test teaches something valuable, making them stronger and more adaptable. Second is diversification and redundancy. The natural world builds anti-fragility through diversification. Forests survive fires because of diverse species that respond differently to threats. Similarly, companies like Apple don't rely solely on one product. They diversify their offerings. When one product line struggles, another thrives, buffering the organization against shocks. And third is decentralized decision-making. Centralized systems are fragile. Anti-fragile organizations empower their teams to make rapid local decisions based on immediate realities, not rigid hierarchies. Netflix, Amazon, and Spotify decentralize decision-making, allowing teams to quickly adapt without bureaucratic delays. Now let's shift gears a bit, because anti-fragility isn't just for companies, it's a powerful personal principle too. Let's reflect. Think of one specific area in your life or work. Maybe it's your career, your team, your finances, or even your personal health. Now ask yourself honestly, are you just resilient or are you actively anti-fragile? Here's your challenge. Write down one significant disruption you faced recently. Maybe it was job loss, a major life change, or an unexpected market shift. Ask yourself these questions. How did you initially respond? Were you reactive or proactive? What would a truly anti-fragile response look like? How could you leverage that disruption to not just recover, but emerge stronger? What specific steps could you take today to become more adaptable or build greater anti-fragility in anticipation of future challenges? Adaptability and anti-fragility don't just make you stronger, they provide a profound competitive advantage. They transform the way you experience uncertainty, shifting disruptions from threats into powerful opportunities for growth and innovation. Whether you're leading a company, managing a team, or shaping your own personal future, embracing these concepts will empower you to not just survive, but actively thrive in the face of change. Thank you for joining me today for this exploration of adaptability, anti-fragility, and advanced systems thinking. As you continue your future's journey, remember, the goal isn't just bouncing back. It's bouncing forward, learning, evolving, and transforming through every challenge. Next episode, we'll explore systems thinking even deeper, how to see the big picture and understand complex interactions. If you've enjoyed this, subscribe and make sure to tune into the next episode. Until then, stay adaptable, stay anti-fragile, and as always, think forward.
Thanks for listening to the Think Forward podcast. You can find us on all the major podcast platforms and at www.thinkforwardshow.com, as well as on YouTube under Think Forward Show. See you next time.